Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. You're with Boo, your one and only. You already know what it is, you already know what to do. We're with another video, and by today's thumbnail and title, you already know what's going on, you already know what's going down. But first off, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because your girl's on the road to 2K, so don't play with your girl.
Run into you the one. Run into you the one. Pulling up, beating on swerving. Bad bitch pushing on curving. Run it up like a nigga earning. Gotta check, now a nigga smurfing. Pull up in a roll.
So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know you're new here. Comment down below. Stay interactive with me. And make sure you follow me on all my social medias. By today's thumbnail and title, you already know what's going on. We're doing a story time. And I decided to do this story time because, one, I've never done a video that's directly been dedicated to it. I might have mentioned it here and there, but I do have a lot of new subscribers, so welcome everybody. If you're new here, I appreciate y'all. This is the life with Boo. I am just Boo. So just a regular person. This is my YouTube channel. We're like a little over a year. Woo. We're a little over a year into my YouTube, so yeah. And it's been going great, so welcome if you're new, if you're here and you're just back for another video. Love you. Make sure you comment below. Let me know if you're an OG subscriber. Let me know if you're notification gang. But today's video is a story time about how I moved from Texas, or from Alaska to Texas. So how I ended up in Texas. You know, I'm just born and raised in Alaska, and your girl ended up here in good old Texas. So I mean, I could make the story short, but you know, this is a story time. Basically, I moved here to be with my boyfriend, so that's like what brought me to here. I moved to Texas in 2019. It was the summer of 2019. I was only 20 years old. Yeah, I had just turned 20 that year. But it was crazy. Literally the month before I moved, I had decided I was going to move. So I literally had my shit together within a month to get here. It was very sudden. Of course, if you follow my couple channel or if you've watched my videos, you see my boyfriend Wes. We've been together for like 5 years now. He was stationed up in the military in Alaska. That's how he ended up there. So when he got out, we actually like weren't together really for like 6 months, and then I went to visit Texas. Then he came to visit me, and then I was like, I'm gonna move. So that's when I decided to move. It was crazy. I literally had gotten my first apartment that year, basically paid off my car, like the car that I had bought. I almost had it paid off. I had just like a lot going for me. Like my life was very stable. I had a job, I had a car, I had my own apartment. I was already living on my own. I already had everything I needed. I was doing great. And then I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna move to Texas. So I literally dropped everything. All I brought with me to Texas was literally boxes of clothes and shoes. And we started fresh because he was actually living with his little brother and his ex-girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend. They was all living together, so he didn't really have anything because I mean that was all the stuff they had, you know, they'd been furnishing their own place here for a couple years, so they had everything they needed. So we literally started from scratch. But it was crazy, literally moving all the way from Alaska to Texas. So that's like 4,000 and some miles away from home right now. It's been crazy. Not only have I just moved away from home for the first time, completely left my comfort zone, completely started new, but we also encountered a pandemic like a year later into me living here. It was crazy. So, and it was so funny. I was literally just talking to my friend Tina, and that's kind of what like sparked me to want to like talk about this, and make like a story time and like a video, because me and my friend Tina were just talking about like, and I was just telling her about like some of the shit I've been dealing with, you know, just like real life shit. So yeah, that's like really how I ended up here, was because of my boyfriend. it was crazy. I will say I've learned a lot from this experience. Definitely moving. I have no family members in Texas. All I have here is like my boyfriend and his family and like my coworkers, really. That's pretty much all I got here. And then my friend Lane, if you guys have watched my channel for a while, I have a friend Lane. We also went back to Alaska together because he's from there, but he had moved out to Texas because that's another story. But he's living out here currently. But that's like really the only like close person like from back home that I have here with me. And it's been hard. I've only just went this last summer. I've just went back home for the first time since I've moved. So it's been like 2 years. It had been 2 years since I had seen like my mom. I have a twin sister. All my friends, my nephew. Like, it was crazy. And not even to mention, I was only there for a week. I feel like I didn't even get to see everybody I wanted to see. I wasn't even there long enough, so I can't wait till I can go back again. It's just hard because I can't take off from work that much. Your girl gotta work. So yeah, that's like the biggest thing for me. But I've learned a lot. It's humbled me going through COVID. I've been knocked down more times than I can count on my hands since I moved here. When I say I've struggled, I've struggled. And it's not that I don't bring this up to glorify it, or I don't know how to explain it. The only reason why I like to talk about this is because on my channel, and I try to be as open and as raw and as translucent. I'm not gonna fake me or fake who I am, but I'm pretty translucent. I mean, you guys see like around me, like I don't live in some nice apartment. I'm not very, I don't do my nails anymore. I don't do my lashes. I don't be having my hair up to date like I used to. But we've gone through some things like in the last 2 years since I moved here, and like the pandemic was like the biggest one. It was hard. We were already dealing with a bunch in the time when the pandemic hit. It was like the car went to shit. Then we couldn't afford to get the car fixed, couldn't afford the car payment because just so much, the freaking rent, phone bill, it was crazy. And I was someone that couldn't claim unemployment when COVID hit. And my job, I'm a bartender. I've been doing this basically since I moved here. So when the pandemic hit and everything shut down, we just swapped to delivery driving, and I couldn't delivery drive if I didn't have a vehicle. So it was just like a really stressful time, those 3 months. And then, like I said, I couldn't claim unemployment. That was the biggest thing for me. I was literally struggling. And not to mention, I was in like a really shitty living environment. The apartment I was living for ended up evicting us due to everything that happened during the pandemic. And that's like a whole other story too. I mean, I don't know if I want to like get in depth with that on YouTube, but maybe it would make someone, because I know I'm not the only person that's going through any of this. I know I'm not the only person that has dealt with an eviction, dealt with living out of a motel for a week until you can find a place, dealing with eating dollar store food because you can't go grocery shopping like that. Like, literally, it was hard. I was only working 3 days a week, and we were just doing split share tips, delivery driving. I was only able to manage 3 shifts because there was so many other managers that needed shifts as well. And it was, luckily, I was able to work those 3 days because those 3 days is what paid for the food we ate and what we could get. You know what I mean? So it was hard, and we weren't making much because we were sharing between everybody. Everybody was struggling, and that's something I'm still working on, trying to get back pay for those 3 months during the pandemic that I was getting no help for. And I know, and sometimes I just feel bad talking about it, and maybe that's why it's hard for me to talk about it, because it's kind of frowned upon. People might like make fun of someone that struggled or doesn't have it right then and there, didn't have money, but I like to talk about it because, of course, I'm in a better situation than I was then. I'm in a way better situation now, and I'm so blessed to have gotten through the pandemic. I'm so blessed to, even after my eviction, being able to find a place to live, because that's hard. A rental, like, my mom was not lying when she told me, don't mess up your credit, Don't mess up your rental history. Pay your bills on time. Like, she was not playing, because it is so important not to mess up your credit and mess up your rental history, because that stuff will carry with you. And I'm glad at a young age that I learned. I mean, I learned the hard way, but I hope that other people watch this and maybe you'll learn before you do the wrong thing and mess it up, because it is really hard to fix your credit, and it's really hard to find a place when you've had an eviction on your record. Like, that was the biggest thing. So last year on my birthday, and if you guys have had me on my YouTube since like the beginning, like since I first started, or even just like a year ago, that's when it was like so hard, because I mean, the pandemic was over, but we were still trying to catch up on phone bills. Luckily at the end of the pandemic, I was able to get a car by the grace of God. My mom was able to co-sign even though she was in a different state. She was able to help me because I couldn't prove how much money I was making, because like I said, we were doing split share tips at work, and I was barely making much those couple months. So trying to prove how much I made it's hard to prove how much you make as a server or a bartender when most of your money is cash. And we were doing split share tips, so it was hard for the bank to see what exactly I made, because really it wasn't being notified, because it was just how everything was set up at the moment. But luckily I was able to get a car. So things got better. We were favor running to like buy food or pay the next bill. It was stressful, and I don't wish it upon anybody. I hope other people catch on and catch themselves before it gets to that point. But last year on my birthday, we were like evicted from our apartment, so we lived in Motel 6. So if you guys actually go down some ways to around like actually that was like December, January. Yeah, it was around my birthday. So like January, February time, there was a video of me saying we were living in a Motel 6. It was literally because we was living in a Motel 6. So definitely things were hard. And moving to Texas has, when I say it has humbled me in so many different ways. I've learned I pretty much have learned that whatever life throws at me, I will figure it out and I will be fine. No matter what, whether I'm by myself, I got someone by my side, whether it's a freaking mile high or it's valley low, I will figure out whatever the hell it is, and I will get through whatever obstacle it is. That is literally what I've learned since moving here. Because I will say life has thrown me probably just about every damn curveball since I moved to this damn place. But I'm so proud of myself. Like, a lot of the people that actually know me and like know me as a person, my close friends, my family, they would be proud of me, and they know, I know y'all know, I know you know. Because the girl's doing great now. Things are definitely looking up. Even my mental state is so much more different than it was a year ago. A year ago, it was hard. I'm saying there were so many dark nights. There were so many lonely nights, so many tears. There was just so much that I was going through emotionally. And I'm so glad things are better. Life is a lot better. And I'm just blessed. So I'm so thankful for everything. And just everything that I've been accomplishing recently, like my YouTube, Carmen's Click, coming back from the boot camp. Like, I'm just so proud of myself to keep pushing, and I never gave up, and that's so important. And really, that's why I just want to be so translucent, and I just want to be so honest with you guys, because I just want you guys to be able to, like, I don't want y'all to look at me and not know me for what's made me me, you know what I mean? I don't want to ever fake the person I am. Who I am is what you guys see, clearly, because I be getting on here looking crazy sometimes. I mean, you guys get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. But I just want to be translucent, because I know there's so many people that are relatable to me. I know there's people that are going through the same thing, and they're like, damn, why am I going through this? I'm the only one going through this. How do you get through this? And I just want y'all to know you guys aren't alone, because we is all going through something, whether whether your battle is broadcasted or not, or you know the next person's going through something, like everybody's going through something. And I mean, not everybody is very open about it. A lot of people hide things very well. Some of us don't hide it very well. Some of us take it out on other people, but you know, I just want to be as translucent with you guys because I just want you guys to know me for me. And this is the life with Boo because I'm only growing from here. I'm only getting better from here. I'm only getting more and more blessings from here. So it's only up from here is really ultimately what it is. So I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. And that's pretty much how I ended up in Texas. And that's kind of just, if I could go into detail, it could be like a whole documentary about what I've gone through the last 2-3 years. So maybe in a couple of years when I'm a little bigger and better and we got camera crew and you know, we can do all that. Maybe I will give you guys a documentary so you guys can really actually know what I went through and maybe understand it a little more because there's just so much and it would probably trail off into more of just one video. So yeah. But yeah, until next video, maybe if you guys want to know a little bit more about what it's like living in Alaska, I definitely want to give you guys some content like that. And I have some fun content ideas because like I said, I have a twin sister. So I'm about to actually hit her up because I have an idea brewing in this head. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And your girl's on the road to 2K. Yeah. Make sure you guys comment video ideas below. Maybe give me some questions. Love you guys.